Fortnite Season 5 was hands down the best season yet. So much happened, including new locations, new items, and a new mystery that it's easy to lose track and miss things. That's why, today, we're going to tell you about some of the awesome things you may have missed this season. Before we begin, subscribe to TheGamer and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here's everything you missed about Fortnite Season 5. When we first got a glimpse of Fortnite Season 5, gamers from across the world were totally stoked for it. The game had become one of the hottest properties in online gaming, and more people were logging on and getting stuck into the battles. Epic Games really pulled out all the stops and gave players things they wanted, and better yet, things they didn't even know they wanted. Back in July 2018, people stopped whatever it was they were doing, or whatever they were doing that wasn't playing Fortnite, and logged onto their PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, or mobile phone and took a look at what was on offer. First up, they saw some new things on the map. Evidently, the world of Fortnite had experienced a bit of drought because the moisty mire, beloved by sneaky gamers, had dried up. In its place stood a mysterious desert region with paradise palms, which they were told contained a whole lot of loot and endless opportunity. There were also other places on the map, such as Lazy Links. Lazy Links was one of our favorite new areas in Season 5, as showcased here by some YouTuber and Twitch streamer named Ninja. Never heard of this guy before. Anyway, while it's fun to run around, bagging loot, and wasting randoms, we all like to take a bit of time off every now and then. What better way to unwind than a nice, healthy, wholesome round of golf? This area, part golf course, part leisure center, replaced Anarchy Acres. And in terms of names alone, we know where we'd rather go to relax. As much fun as Anarchy can be, just ask any Rust Lord. It's not conducive to living a stress-free life. No, we were rather looking forward to sitting back and enjoying 18 holes because if golf's good enough for pretty much any American president ever, it's good enough for us. However, it turned out our good walk was going to be spoiled by people trying to shoot us. Hey, we should have been smart enough to realize this. In Fortnite Battle Royale, that's what's going to happen pretty much anywhere, unless you play golf in playground mode, which is highly recommended. Nevertheless, it was a good location, and there was some sweet enough loot going on if you kept your eyes open. Talking of keeping your eyes open, you know how we mentioned how Moisty Mire had suffered a drought? Well, in Fortnite Season 5, going to the southeast of the map, where you'd have found the mire, you now had an awesome new landscape, which Cypher PK gave us a tour of. Paradise Palms just came out of nowhere and looks like a gorgeous resort town. It was a really cool idea, and it might not have a golf course, but we could definitely see ourselves relaxing in the town. Oh, yeah, it's Fortnite. That won't happen. Here was a place with houses and shops and people trying to pick you off. Of course, a smart player would turn that right around and turn it into a place where we could try to pick people off. Notice we said try? Yeah. You've always got to keep your wit about you, and Paradise Palms could turn into a death trap if you're not careful. If you made sure you knew what was going on though, and you kept a lookout for goodies located in the dry heat, you could be successful. Speaking of goodies, Epic Games really outdid itself with one new feature in Season 5. We all loved the shopping cart, which was introduced in Season 4. So much so, we'd say it was potentially the single biggest improvement made to the game in that particular season. Okay, maybe we won't go that far, but we loved being able to team up and carry out some mind-blowing, jaw-dropping, life-enhancing stunts, which left us proud and our opponents scared about what sort of mad plays we could pull off against them. This all changed when Fortnite Season 5 gave us the all-terrain cart, aka the ATK, shown to us by YouTuber HollowPoint. However, there were some limitations to the trolley. For instance, the maximum amount of players who could operate it at one time was 2, and there weren't really any hidden extra features. In keeping with the theme of Lazy Links, this looked like a golf buggy. Heck, it pretty much was a golf buggy, but there's one major difference between this and the thing you see at courses all across the world. This thing had attitude. Now, other than the ones in Grand Theft Auto, this was something that was definitely missing in the game of Fortnite. For a start, if you were squatting up, you could make like Anthrax and round up a posse of 4 players. Crucially, you could get them in the ATK and start to unleash havoc. After going into a drift, you'd get a speed boost while the roof doubled up as a bounce pad, which was crucial if you wanted to carry out some high altitude aggression. At the same time, it wasn't like one squad member would do the driving while the rest sat and twiddled their thumbs either. No, all 3 passengers were able to fire any weapons they have at anyone they see. Although, sniping in that thing is damn near impossible. Trust us. This thing is awesome, and if you were playing on your own and you saw one of these things coming at you with a group of 4 on the horizon, our best advice would be to run and hide as quickly as you can. There were also some pretty cool squad battles between teams who had control of an ATK, which led to some seriously memorable moments throughout Season 5. Also, to get a little bit nastier, there was something satisfying about playing on your own and laying waste to a squad in one of these. Just because it was a powerful tool didn't mean you were totally immune from danger. It gave the game a whole new dimension, and that's why we loved it so much. When it comes to weaponry, we were pretty spoiled for choice during Season 4 of Fortnite. We thought we had pretty much every kind of weapon we could ever want when it came to devastating our opposition. Heck, we sometimes thought there were too many weapons when we were up against some genuinely great players who would kill us as soon as we'd lock eyes. Epic Games proved us very wrong when Season 5 came to town. First of all, they upgraded some of our favorite existing weapons. Here's a good example. Previously, if you had a shotgun, it could fire 5 pellets and that was it. In Season 5 though, it could shoot 10 of them. There was a trade-off to this though. As YouTuber Tamasha Bera so helpfully explained, you couldn't go crazy with the pump action in Season 5. Once you'd fire it, you had to wait a little while before shooting it again. This meant you had to get your aim right and use it when it was necessary. And it meant double pump was officially dead. There was one weapon though which got everyone talking. About halfway through the season, towards the end of August 2018, the Shockwave grenade was launched. YouTuber Ali A showcased the grenades and his enemies were left legit shook in more ways than one. This was the handheld throwable, which did so many awesome things. It really was a case of destroy or be destroyed if you had one. It could knock a player back and destroy everything in its path. It did something a bit odd though, because if you hit someone with a grenade, they wouldn't take fall damage. They'd be pretty damaged in other ways though. Now, if you heard about this weapon, you'd want to make use of it, but it wasn't quite so simple. The Shockwave grenade was an epic weapon, meaning they didn't just grow on trees. Since they're pretty rare, you had to have a good scout around the map and a bit of luck to obtain one. You could carry a maximum of 6 Shockwave grenades, so you would have to use it wisely, but when you did use it, oh boy, everyone would know all about it. One beloved piece of kit which was retired during Fortnite Season 5 was the drum gun. We all like this weapon, even though it could be a bit of a game changer. While it may have been a little overpowered due to its high damage and low rarity, we're not too disappointed it's gone. Sure, it's amazing to use, but other than Oru Streamer, we're not very good, so we died from it too many times to count. We're also big fans of the drum gun's replacement, the suppressed assault rifle showcased by YouTuber Musel. This was a gun which really brought home some serious damage per second when it was used long range, although it needed to be used sparingly up close because the bloom was really hard to control. It's definitely our favorite suppressed weapon, but it's also the rarest. Nonetheless, it's still a worthwhile addition to any serious Fortnite player's arsenal. Of course, one of the many great things about Fortnite is the map. There are so many areas to explore and hide out in. When it comes to doing battle, you can choose wisely or just explore and see where you get to. That being said, it's great to be able to get to places as quickly as possible or get out of a dangerous situation as soon as you can, which is why we absolutely loved the addition of the Rift to Go in Season 5 shown here by YouTuber TBNR Frags. While stumbling across a rift often requires some luck because they're not all open all the time, the Rift to Go fixed all this. The Rift to Go kind of offset the randomness of the rifts around the map because if you found one, you could use it to teleport somewhere immediately and you'll be flying in the sky with your glider in hand in no time. The rift would remain open for 10 seconds, so your squad could follow you too. Unfortunately, even your enemies could, so it's balanced. While Fortnite is, for the vast majority of gamers, all about the crazy fun of the Battle Royale, it's not all about the competitive aspect. There is a storyline going on in the game, and in Season 5, there was one thing which had gamers talking. Well, it had them talking when it didn't have them swearing at randoms on Fortnite, but you get the idea. We're talking about the big purple cube, or Kevin. Well, we think it's a he, but we don't want to assume its gender. Anyway, when the cube first turned up, it was a massive mystery. As captured by YouTuber Vicstar123, no one was quite sure what it was or where it was going. Naturally, as with all mysterious things, people tried to come up with theories to explain what it was doing. Some people said the cube was an alien spaceship. Other people said it was going to be a portal to another dimension. It was born from a lightning storm near Paradise Palms back on August 24th and started moving around the game's map. It was great, but it was kind of distracting, especially if it popped up near you at a critical moment. This would annoy some gamers who try to attack it. Turns out, that was a bad idea, because doing so would make it mad. It would then shoot out lightning bolts, which would damage and potentially kill the player. Of course, this meant people would leave it alone. No, rather than try to damage it, it was way better to harness Kevin's energy. The cube could bend gravity, turning its immediate surrounding into a no-gravity zone, meaning you could jump higher if it was nearby. The cube kept moving though, and soon smart Fortniters, if that's what they're even called, were able to work out that it was moving towards Loot Lake. No one was sure why, but they figured out there must have been a reason. It turned out Loot Lake was where the cube would meet its destiny. On September 19th, shortly before the end of Season 5, the cube succumbed to its fate and melted into the waters of Loot Lake. A whole world of gaming became surprisingly emotional. What would the repercussions be? Just like the purpose and origins of the cube, no one was sure. We all knew Loot Lake had changed from water into some kind of jelly-like goo, but what it means for the future is all speculation and fan theories at this point. But we like the idea of Loot Lake turning into a volcano area called Lava Lake. There is one thing we do know though, more than any of the awesome weapons and new features and even the way the map gave us new locations, Fortnite Season 5 will forever be known as the end of the cube. And there you have it. What's your favorite thing about Fortnite Season 5? Did we leave out anything important? Please let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to The Gamer for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.